Hello, Schmoeville. Well, it is the second episode of the Schmoes Know Movie Show Phase 3. This was the Toad Hop years. We did a lot of great shows at Toad Hop, and this is the beginning of it. This is how it all started. What I didn't realize as I'm listening to this was our summer movie preview for 2012. What I didn't realize is that our guest, Ethan Erwin, has been on every single movie preview that we've done since we started on 2011. Ethan's been there. We just did Phase 5, by the way, of the summer movie preview. And again, it was Ethan. Didn't even realize this was a tradition now. And this is, as always, Ethan's awesome. What does he do? We talk about all the summer movies. We talk about the Avengers. We talked about all the movies. It's always cool listening to what we think is going to be good and what we thought was going to be bad and what we got right and what we got wrong. So this is a fun one. Just, again, as a movie fan, you want to check it out and listen to it. Like I said in all the Toad Hop episodes, what I'm going to do is this is the audio portion of it. So go ahead and check it out, listen to the audio, and if you want to watch the video for this episode, the Toad Hop Network description is link is in the description of this video, so just click on that, watch the video if you want, but if you just want to listen to the audio, if you're hanging around at your place, you just want to kick back and chill and listen to the audio, here it is, Phase 3, Episode 2, Summer Movie Preview 2012 with Ethan Erwin. Enjoy.
Live from Universal Studios Hollywood in beautiful Los Angeles, California.
ToadHopNetwork.com.
Radio worth watching.
Radio worth watching.
I like that sound. I like that sound, Mr. Ellis.
It's not quite AC/DC, but it'll get the job done.
That's right. Hey, guys, welcome back to the Schmoes Know Movies podcast. And we are, I think, 44 episodes into this thing, but our second episode on the Toad Hop Network.
On the Toad Hop Network, yeah. It's kind of like we were free agents. We went to a different team. We're now winning championships left and right. This is our 44th podcast, and it's nice to honor John Riggins, who wore number 44. We have a very special guest today.
Yeah, we sure do. And he is, for those of you familiar with our podcast, he is a returning champion, returning guest.
You're damn near sick of the guy. If you're familiar with our podcast.
He is a good buddy of ours. He is the vice president, I believe?
Yes, that's right.
Vice president over at Silver Pictures, Joel Silver's company, and one of the producers on the Sherlock Holmes movies, our buddy, Ethan Erwin. What's up, Ethan?
Yo.
How are you, dude?
I'm really good.
That's a huge
thanks for having me
title.
back.
That's a huge title to have as vice president of a film company like that. What is your business card just gold when you go out to a bar or a Buffalo Wild Wings?
Yeah, it actually, you can't even... I've actually never been to a Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh,
so I'm gonna say it's a
man.
sidebar. Everybody tells me how good they are, but I just thought it was peasant food. Anyway.
Well, let's not get that excited about it.
No, but it does sound impressive until you realize that everyone at the company is a vice president. From the interns on up, everyone just gets that title. It's just sort of
That's
an
good.
honorary
What's that
title.
kid in the mailroom's name? I don't know. He's vice president something.
Vice president of mail sorting.
Ethan's going to quit. Give him vice president. What? Gonna up his pay? No. So yeah, Ethan's here for a lot of different reasons, but one of the main reasons today, if you guys, again, familiar with the show, we have this thing called The Game. And it's
The Game.
The Game.
Not a game.
No.
It is
The Game. It's the only one that counts. And it is where we play movie clips, and then Mark is actually pretty good at this one, and he listens and he hits them, and the only one that's beat him, there's two people that have beaten him, and that's Derek Hoffman and Ethan Erwin. So
yeah.
Mark wants his revenge on at least one of them today.
Let me tell you something, Ethan. You're not the vice president of the game. You're the president of the game. I'm merely the secretary of something.
That's right. But before we get into that, this whole episode is going to be about the summer movies. Summer movies 2012. We have a whole bunch we're going to cover May through August. And while Ethan's here, we're going to cover May to June, and then he's got to run away because he's got an important meeting. Who you got a meeting with today?
I cannot say, but it is
Come
for this
on.
project. No, I won't tell you, but it is.
Give us
for
a hint.
this,
What's the project?
The project is this movie that we're going to hopefully do by the end of the year called Nonstop with Liam Neeson.
Is it Liam Neeson you're meeting
Ooh.
with?
I can't say who I'm meeting
Come
with.
on.
I'm guessing it's either
bullshit.
Liam Neeson or it's one of the wolves from The Grey.
Right.
Yeah, no, actually, it's just a bunch of other vice presidents.
Oh, okay.
No, but...
Does it look like British Parliament when it's all the VPs in the room
Yeah.
together? You
Yes,
guys just
yes.
shouting.
It's the craft
Keep a
services
muscle
guy
off
at the
in the face
Novi that
here.
got promoted.
Yes.
So what's Nonstop going to be about? That sounds like it's right in Liam Neeson's wheelhouse right now. You look
is.
at the
It's-
Taken movies and The Grey. He is basically a middle-aged ass kicker now.
It is all part of that same thing. It's just a cool, contained thriller.
Yeah.
Takes place on an airplane, nonstop flight, over the ocean, and shit goes
I
down.
love it.
Yeah,
Can I swear? I forgot. Can I swear on this?
Of course you fuck yeah.
Feel free.
Okay, awesome. Anyway, yeah, shit goes down, and only Liam can take care of it. But it's exciting. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And
What a great second, I mean, he's never really had like a shit spin, Liam Neeson, to where it's like, but what a great like second life as far as an action hero.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Because he was like the drama guy for a while, and he was dressing up in beards and doing whatever he was doing in the 17th century, 18th century, whatever the hell he was doing. And now he's the action guy.
Yeah, he just fell into this role. But now, again, like if I'm on a plane and I'm going over an ocean and something goes down and Liam Neeson's on the plane, I'm the vice president.
That's right.
You just sit back and you're like, he's got this.
I'm taking Liam Neeson over Jason Statham now any day of the week. And hopefully if this is Expendables 3, it's everyone against Liam Neeson.
Yes. Fingers crossed. But yeah, no, that's exciting. We're doing that. That's
cool.
That and this movie called Motor City with Gerard Butler are next two big movies we're going to do this year.
What's going on with Sherlock 3? Anything new? We ask you every time you're on here.
Ethan is the producer on the first two Sherlock Holmes.
One of the producers, yes.
One of the. And
I
actually,
call you the
just,
producer.
Just the second. First in spirit only.
Oh.
But
when I'm in Virginia, I call you the mayor of Hollywood, just so you know.
That's right.
That's fine.
How in high regard we hold you in Williamsburg, Virginia.
Well, we hold him in high regards in Schmoeville. People in Schmoeville love Ethan Erwin. He's funny, he's going to let us know exactly what's going on in Sherlock 3. He's going to give us spoilers he's not supposed to give us, right?
I mean, honestly, right now we are kind of waiting because he is shooting Iron Man 3.
Right.
So he's going to do that, and then hopefully, we'll have by the end of the year, early next year, we'll have a script. We'll be ready to go.
He being the guy from Air America.
Well, he being the
Robert
guy.
Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr., who is the lead of our film.
Well, he being the guy of the first movie we're going to talk about in our summer movie preview.
Yes.
And
man, you are nailing the transition.
This is so good.
That was
more
incredible.
professional than you guys used to be.
Well, before we get to you want to talk about more professional. Ethan has been through the ringer of the Schmoeville podcast. He was there, I think, for like the second or third episode. We were taping from a basement.
I think it was a rest stop in Barstow. We were doing our first podcast.
Yeah, it was wild. I think it was like in Hell's Kitchen or something.
Something bad.
It was ridiculous. But
now we're here at Toad Hop, and you know what's great about Toad Hop is that we have all these fancy cameras and all these nice microphones. We have a great producer, Jeff, and we're still going to do our summer movie preview by holding an Entertainment Weekly.
That's right.
Of course, going to be
God forbid
what
you
has
use
the
any of this
calendar.
equipment that is
No, absolutely not. But all right, we're going to get into May now. Normally, I was going to talk about some April movies because last year it was like a nice little appetizer with Fast Five. They set you up for the meal. This year, April's being a real bitch.
Can I talk about one April movie really fast that I just saw over the weekend that I'd never heard of before that was awesome?
You got?
It's a movie called Detention that Joseph
I
Kahn
heard about that, yeah.
And I knew nothing about it other than a friend had happened to work on it, and it had been at South by Southwest and a couple other film festivals. And it is such a weird, crazy,
cool
sci-fi, horror, teen romantic comedy, 90s throwback mashup. I loved it.
Our buddy Callie Critic, who called in last week, he actually, I think he saw it when he saw the Avengers, and I didn't see his full review, but I think he dug it as well. I'm not sure.
That's all.
He's actually seen
Check it out.
The event. There are people that have seen the Avengers, which
crazy.
is the first big movie. It comes out May 4th. It's the first weekend in May.
Just giant boners all the time.
That's true. Have you seen it yet? Have you the scoop?
No, I have not.
You missed it? They didn't invite you to the premiere? This is bullshit.
Hey, listen, that's what I said, but whatever.
Was it a presidents-only screening?
Apparently. Except for this guy.
I know our buddy David Gambino got to see it.
Well, yes, that's right.
All right, so the Avengers. What are we thinking, guys? Are we going to be disappointed by this thing? Are we going to be excited about it? Obviously, we're going to be excited, but are we going to be excited after we see it?
I'm going to feel a little sick after I see it because this is maybe the first movie of the year where I'm going to get the large popcorn. When you go to screenings, when you go to press screenings, they give you like a free small popcorn.
Right.
That just ain't going to cut it for the Avengers. I'm purchasing the large and I'm getting the refill halfway
I'm going to stuff
through.
my fat face. I'm going to get the pretzels with cheese, and it's going to be a disgust. I'm going to be a mess. I'm going to be like Jabba the Hutt shoving stuff down his face.
The first, we'll give you a frog or something. The first one, really, this is the first movie that I'm really, really excited for this year, and I can't wait. I can't wait to be in the theater because Hunger Games was a big event film for a lot of people, and for me, it was just kind of cool to see other people get excited. But this one, man, I'm really banking a lot on this.
Yeah, I was always kind of Joss Whedon. I respected what he did, and then after seeing what he did as far as the writing of the Cabin in the Woods and as much fun as he had with that film, and knowing how much of a comic book fan he is and everything too, you know that it's going to be fun. From the trailers, and that's something I wanted to ask Ethan. It looks fun, but Ethan, Mark and I had a debate on we reviewed the trailers and stuff, and I think it was like the second or third trailer. Well, the most recent one that came out, I loved it. I thought it showed just enough. Mark thought it showed too much.
I thought it gave away way too much of the plot. You saw you saw some moves in there that I didn't want to see. You saw some conflict I didn't want to see. And again, because it's the Avengers, it's not an unknown movie. It's not The Gray where I'm like, okay, now I know there's wolves in there. I probably needed to know that. I know what the Avengers is. Everybody knows what the Avengers is.
I think that
I don't want any
everybody
story.
does. I don't know if everybody does. I think
I agree
in
with
the
you.
middle of the country. I think you go internationally. People don't know it as well.
We know because we have nothing else to do.
Yes, we are the kinds of people who will watch a trailer, that rewatch
Right.
it, like go frame by frame. But most people don't do that, and so
It's a great point.
You need to inundate them with exciting imagery, and it seems to have worked because the tracking for it is incredibly high.
Yeah.
125 to 150 million dollars opening weekend.
But I will say that about the trailer. I didn't see the trailer and be like, oh, well, I've seen too much. I'm
Right,
not
you're
going
not
to pay to
going.
see the movie.
Yeah, forget it.
And we
It's like
all
What Lies Beneath. We're like that clip. Well, I guess he did it.
we're all in agreement that it's going to beat out Hunger Games. That finally someone's going to knock it off.
I think the Avengers is going to be the one to beat. The only thing that could possibly beat it is The Dark Knight Rises, and I think The Dark Knight Rises will beat it. But that's a
you
different
mean in
one.
general? Yeah, that's a different one.
You mean financially or
Financially.
I'm talking about-
critically, or-
Financially
I'm
and critically, actually.
Yeah. Well, we'll see about
But yes,
that. But
I'm
that's,
totally stoked for it. And speaking to an actor who'd worked on the film, he really enjoyed working with Joss Whedon. And
let me guess what actor that was.
I can't say who it was, but he had a very interesting.
Ethan, what good are you? Can't say anything anymore. I don't even know you.
I kind of like the secrecy. I like
do
the
too.
shroud of
I let
mystery.
people draw their own conclusions.
It's what you get when you're the vice president.
We have a very secretive member of the Illuminati on with us.
Yes.
He can't tell us the next
Yes.
plot.
All right,
but
now-
it will take over your mind.
And that's May 4th. There's no doubt that
Yeah.
the Avengers is going to destroy.
super stoked for
It's
it.
going to do really well. It's going to, it'll probably be up there for a while. I mean, the next week you have Dark Shadows coming out, which is based on an old television show. And Tim
Which I
Burton-
didn't know until yesterday. Dark
Right.
Shadows, it's a
Yes.
vampire movie that Tim Burton's doing. It's like a family of vampires living in the 70s. And I thought like Addams Family and the Munsters, and now there's Dark Shadows.
Yeah.
There was a lot of cool television
Now-
back in the day.
Yeah, no, we totally missed out.
Yeah.
And
Well, I'm
all we
wondering
had was
though.
Manimal.
I'm wondering though with that movie too, because it's like the cast is phenomenal. What a great! I mean, you
Oh,
got.
yeah.
I mean, there's the old school talent, new talent.
Johnny Depp's the lead.
Yeah, and didn't Chloe Moretz in it as well?
Yeah, she's in it. Now, the thing that's interesting is the trailer is off-putting to many people. It's just because it's too goofy, they don't understand exactly
Yeah.
what the movie is.
It looks pretty goofy.
And at first I was turned off by it too, but the more I think about it, I think it might be one of those, sleepers.
Right.
Not in the sense of like it's a surprise.
It's tough, though.
But a sleeper in the sense that I think they're misselling it, and it'll be different than what you expect. And I think it could be like Beetlejuice.
Here's why I think it's a tough sell, is because not only is it coming out the week after the Avengers,
Right.
so the Avengers may still be the breadwinner. It's
Yeah,
also
will
going
be.
up against another movie that is a broad comedy.
Right.
And so if you think that Dark Shadows looks kind of goofy, maybe I'll see that. The Dictator is also opening that
I think
week.
they actually moved that back.
Did they really? Dictator is not on the 11th anymore?
I believe it
This is why we have
This is
Ethan
why
Erwin
we
on
have
the
the
show.
vice president.
By the way, you can check this out right now and tell me that it's complete bullshit. I have
Yeah,
no
well,
idea.
we're gonna- we are-
I recall
that's-
reading that though.
That sets us up later. The second half of this, we're going to be taking phone calls from you guys. So if you find out that the Dictator was pushed back, let us know. Or if you find out that it is May 11th and you want to tell Ethan that he's wrong,
We want
you can do
Ethan
that
to
as
look smart in this big meeting he's got later, so we want confirmation
That's
on
right.
when
Yes.
the
Well-
Dictator opens.
well. I agree with Mark though. I think that the Avengers is still going to be the number one movie that week. It's just a matter of how well Dark Shadows does. If people do want to see it, but then
Well, hold on. I just
Yeah.
want to say because there are. I just think it's one of those movies you could underestimate. As I did last summer with Planet of the Apes, as you did with Bridesmaids. I think it's just one of those that I think might come
that you think that's the underestimated one. You think Dark
Well,
Shadows could be that one?
only because I think that right now people don't know what to make of it,
Right.
as it was with those other films. And
Wow,
so
okay.
I think it could be a hit.
All right, and then the Dictator. Let's say it does come out that weekend.
Yeah.
It's the follow up to Bruno. Now, Bruno was the kind of disappointing one after Borat, the smashing success of Borat. Now, this is like I know that they had the Ali G movies, but it wasn't that mainstream. So this is like the real first character movie where he's not doing like the reality TV fooling everybody. How do we think? Do we think it's going to be good? Is it a piss box?
I didn't enjoy the trailer all that much. I laughed at a couple of parts, but this is the way to market a movie like this because you had the whole red carpet Oscars things when he spills the ash on Ryan Seacrest,
Right.
so everybody hears about it. And then it's not. If there's one good thing to happen from this whole people talking about Fidel Castro because Ozzie Guillen, the manager of the Marlins, said
Right,
something
right.
stupid. So the dictators are on people's minds right now.
That's true.
And Sacha Baron Cohen, he's the perfect guy. He's the perfect vehicle for something like this. So
He's the shock shock value guy, and that's what I'm worried about, though. That the movie's just going to rely on the shock and controversy, and not the comedy of it. And I hope it does, because I like Sacha Baron Cohen, and the dude from The League is his sidekick too. I don't remember his name, but
have you seen the new trailer where it actually shows the plot and then more of the story?
Yeah, and
it's a little more Coming to America-esque.
When they shave his beard off, and he's got who's Anna Faris is his love interest. It could be
made
funny.
Me interested to see it. Before I was like, nah, it's just going to be random gags. But you might be right. I think it could be good.
Well, that's a chance. And then something that I don't think will be good, and I could be wrong.
I'm excited.
I could be wrong. Listen, Peter Berg's directing this thing, and we're talking about Battleship, and it has nothing to do with the fact that it's based off a board game. I could give a shit if it's a good story.
It's not really based off.
What's Rihanna doing? She's just staring, looking ridiculous. Why is she in this movie?
Okay, you can't go in with that attitude though. It's a pop star they threw in her movie. You got to give Rihanna a chance, and then if it ends up being terrible, you can murder it.
You get John Carr's what's his name? Carter.
Taylor Kitsch.
Well, he's John Carter. If you bomb with aliens once, why do you get a chance to bomb with them again?
Can I just say this? You notice that Taylor Kitsch is only in movies during the NFL offseason because he is Tom Brady. He looks exactly like that.
Well, he doesn't play like him. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
but Ethan, what do you think of Battleship? Do you think I don't know if you need to give a political answer.
The trailer has aliens in it.
I did not care for it, and the more I have seen, the more I actually have grown to like it.
Really?
Yeah. The more I was like,
welcome to the good side.
I still don't understand, however, that they show in the trailer just those things just wrecking us, and then it's like, we've got 3 ships. We're going to stop those things.
Wait a minute. He's meeting with Liam Neeson today. He's not going to say anything bad about the movie.
There's no way that we're winning that battle, by the way.
Just the way that they proposed it in the trailers, I don't understand. I was like, you guys, you won. You got it. It's yours.
We don't even have battleships anymore. Our Navy doesn't use battleships anymore.
No, I'm excited to see it because I like grand scale destruction, even if it looks kind of like the Transformers. But hopefully it'll be like Independence Day.
Well, this thing is out.
That's exactly my take on it. Is that I hope it's more. It looks like Transformers and Independence Day. I hope it's more like Independence Day.
Well, this thing is out already overseas, and a lot
Battleship
of people,
is.
Yeah,
it's doing well. Yeah.
It's been out, which is something I talked about yesterday with a buddy. I think it's smart because this is what they did with Thor last year too. Mm-hmm. Now, if they would have done this with John Carter, because people get tricked. Because if John Carter would have done well overseas first, and then it had all this money, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's doing so well overseas," and well, it must be good. I must go see it. But then the reverse of that is, no one saw it over here. It did. It's because that thing's still a bomb. But now they're doing that with Battleship. Mm-hmm. They're going to release it over there. It's maybe it'll make some cash, and then people will see it. Plus, it's got what's it going up against? Hysteria, the dildo movie.
Yeah.
Hysteria, the dildo movie.
I think it's more of a vibrator than less than a dildo.
Yeah, we had this debate on our summer movie preview on the episode that we did, literally, because, I'd never heard of Hysteria. I hear Hysteria, I think Def Leppard, Pour Some Sugar on Me. And there's this movie called Hysteria, and it's what is it? It's the 18th century, and some girl... The 19th century,
yeah,
she
Hugh
discovers...
Dancy and Maggie Gyllenhaal, and
But it's a comedy.
It's a comedy about the creation of the vibrator.
Then I can laugh. See, I watching our summer preview, you mentioned it was a comedy.
What do you think? It was a horror film?
I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a drama.
I guess it could be a horror to some men.
Went bad.
Yeah. So most of the men back then, it was definitely a horror film.
That's right. She's a witch.
And then, so you got a Battleship will beat the dildo vibrator movie.
Yeah, probably.
Now, May 25th.
What an upset, though.
Well, if we keep pumping it up like that.
That's true. Don't say pumping up in vibrator.
The dildo vibrator movie.
May 25th, then you have...
At movie theaters, they're going to be like those collector's cups with like a dildo coming out the side.
No, they just give you a dildo. That's it. There's no.
That's the straw.
That's it. Hide your kids. May 25th, you have something that looks like a dildo, but it's just something that has memory loss, and that's Men in Black 3. Mm-hmm. You have the third.
Are you talking about Tommy Lee Jones? I'm so confused.
The thing that they used the memory loss. It looks like a dildo. Now you have Men in Black 3.
Let's get off dildos. Okay, now that's the last one.
I just tried, and you go back to it.
The last one.
Men in Black 3. You have. The Sonnenfeld movie, it's like 45 years after the last one. And now you have Will Smith's coming back. Tommy Lee Jones is in it for a second. Then he goes back in time, doesn't use a DeLorean, and
Josh Brolin is young Tommy Lee Jones. Now, Ethan, my question to you, what is your take on the Men in Black franchise? Do you think it's still got life in it, or do you think they're just pumping us for cash?
I mean, clearly people have always responded. I thought the first movie, even when I saw it whenever we were, 5 or 6, that I felt like it was a TV pilot. And then the second one I thought was... Again,
you didn't like the first one?
No. I thought it was fine.
I thought it was fine.
Me
too.
Oh,
I really enjoyed it.
But the movie's like 75 minutes long.
A lot of people love the Men in Black movies, and I totally get it. I just, for me, I think they're fun. They didn't stick with me.
Yeah,
I'm
good
with
concept that did not, I don't feel, ever really do it. Clearly they did. They make $700 million each.
Yeah.
But
people love it.
People love it.
Yeah.
This one I actually am excited about because Brolin is just doing the Tommy Lee Jones thing.
Could be
I
fun.
actually think it's like a funny, kind of like weird way to take the series.
Yeah,
right.
It's a sequel to No Country for Old Men.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's what it is.
Good job,
It's gonna
friendo.
end up being that.
Javier Bardem turns out to be an alien.
Yeah.
I think I've in some ways outgrown those movies, but I do think at least they've taken it in an interesting direction.
It could be interesting. I mean, I'm curious for it. I'm not going in. I have more hopes for that than I do Battleship. I'll tell you that.
Where is Will Smith's career gone that he can't even be in a movie on July 4th anymore? He's got to open in May.
He might crush
how
May.
sad. Well, let's all take up a donation for Will. And he must be struggling.
I don't think he needs it. But look, it doesn't look like we're gonna be able to cover June before Ethan gets out of here.
Can we just talk about one movie?
There is one movie I want to talk about in May real quick. Before we do that, and that's Moonrise Kingdom. That's the Wes Anderson film that who we didn't mention yesterday is in this film, and you're going to be upset that you didn't mention him, and that's because they didn't.
It's
list
got
it,
Bruce Willis. It's got Frances McDormand.
It also has who's your favorite comedian actor of all time?
My favorite comedian, Gallagher's in it.
Come on,
I don't know.
William Jefferson Murray.
That's right, Bill Murray.
Bill Murray. Really?
Bill Murray's in it.
Wes Anderson directed.
He's always in the Wes Anderson
That's right.
one.
So I mean that one, I don't know what it's about. I don't care. I'm going to see it, and I
Young Love at a Summer Camp.
Don't tell me
weird
shit.
nonsense.
I don't want to know anything
Fine,
about you.
I'm sorry.
You're full of shit.
All right, well, let's not ruin that movie. What's the one movie that
the
you
one
want
movie I'm totally looking forward to? My biggest movie of the summer is Prometheus. I've
right.
not watched any trailers. Not
June
seen anything.
6th.
Yeah, we're going to do a lot of covering of that in June.
And I will not watch any of that stuff.
But here we go.
In the meantime, I'm going to face an alien that always gets these
clips.
movie clips right.
This right through your chest.
I love it. I love the game music. All right,
actually hysteria reference.
But look, here's what here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna come back after the break. Before we're not gonna break yet, but when we do, Mark and I are gonna finish June to August. But before we go, Ethan and Mark are gonna go head to head at the game. This is when we hear some clips. They guess, they call out their names, and here we go. We're gonna
buzz
start
in with our name. Your name is your buzzer.
That's right. And we're gonna do our first clip, and we're gonna see who gets it.
Fight me! You coward! Fight me! We have a pact.
This is Stero.
Fight.
They're thinking very hard.
Fight.
Both confused.
I can't hear the clip, Christian.
You've violated the agreement. Fight. Prepare for battle!
Mark.
Yeah.
Clash of the Titans.
Wrong. All right. Ethan, going for number 1. We're playing the 3 here, boys.
Yes. But
Right.
I got to say, that's a tough one. I mean, I know it.
We're still going. We're still going.
This is not honor. This is not worthy of royalty. If he doesn't fight, Troy is doomed.
Oh, well, I wonder what movie this is.
Ethan with the steel.
Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines.
Is that your final answer?
No, I believe it's Troy. But
Bing.
sorry, that was not fair.
You put a Troy clip in there.
Listen.
That wasn't fair.
No, that really isn't.
I was trying to listen to the clip and Harloff announcing it like he's John Madden during the clip.
All right, well, listen to me. If you were good enough, you would have got it within the first 5
Mark
seconds.
Ellis, Ethan Irwin.
All right, now
Listening
we're going
to a clip.
Part 2.
All right.
Here we go.
This is where we'll both reclaim our glory.
Hey, you're late.
I'm sorry. I just couldn't do it.
Well, if you need some more time, I guess I can wait.
Oh, I don't need more time, Robbie.
It's
I
embarrassing.
don't ever want about you.
Mark.
Yeah.
The Wedding Singer.
Ding, Mark.
All right.
Back on the board. We're at 1-1 here, guys.
All right.
All right. Mark doesn't get embarrassed.
Game.
All right, now here we go. We're doing clip 3. Ethan.
Twister.
Wow.
Oh.
Ethan, big shot.
That
right?
one stings.
All right,
That one stings.
now Ethan could win this with this one. I mean, we're going to go to a June movie.
I don't understand.
Yeah, you got it. It's first 1 to 3.
Here we go.
I like how Ethan's just a dumb
I was
athlete.
ready,
He's
I was just like, here we go.
just put me on a court and tell me where to put the ball. Coach.
Yeah, that's it. All right, here we go.
You wish to go home?
Mark, yeah.
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Wow, look at that.
Whoa.
All right, now look, you got to win by 2. So it's 2 to 2 right now.
What is this? Is this a Venice playground? You got to win by 2?
You got to win by 2.
Right.
So here's the next one.
Oh, God. We haven't even started.
Be gentle with me, will you?
Oh, I see this is in virgin territory. Hey, what is this, knife?
Ethan.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon 3.
Right. If you would have gotten that wrong, you would have been embarrassed.
If you would have gotten that wrong, it's Lethal Weapon 3, is it?
He works at the company that does that movie.
Oh.
Yes, of course, they did it when I was 11.
Well,
Why?
yeah, but still. Okay.
The deck has been stacked again.
That's right. So now, Ethan, one more. Going for the win here.
Look who's here.
Ah, come to see the show.
You!
You foul, loathsome, evil little cockroach!
Hermione, no!
I mean, it's Ethan,
Mark.
but I don't...
well, I don't know who...
He didn't say
Jeff,
Ethan.
who got that one there? All right, so Mark, what do you got?
But now I have like
you gotta
19
guess. You gotta
movies.
guess which one.
I'm going to say it's the first one, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
And with that, you're wrong. Okay, Ethan?
Can we keep hearing it?
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
For the win.
8 movies to pick from.
Well, no, now there's only 6 left, thank goodness. Wow, this is a really awesome clip.
Malfoy, you okay?
Is this all them having an orgy?
I would say
Just pick.
Prisoner of Azkaban.
And Ethan wins again.
Oh my goodness.
Ethan cannot. He's the guy. You can't touch him.
To borrow from your favorite team, you are the New York Giants to my New England Patriots.
That's
I
right.
just can't get over the hump.
Wow. Now we really need to. You know what this is really doing is building up the Derek Hoffman battle. Once
He's
we
good. He is
we
good.
We gotta get you back in there.
Hoffman's real good. I'm happy to open for you guys. I'm the MC in this incredible journey. And again, I think I adjudicated myself well. I played well.
No, you did well. There was a couple.
That's actually the correct use of that. But yes, you definitely did.
Yes. Yeah. All right, so that we covered May, we covered the game. We're going to cover June through August when we get back from the break. But I'd like to thank Ethan Erwin for coming in. It was a pleasure to see you, man. I can't wait to have you on again. And guys, you're also going to be able to call in.
Yeah, we have Christian. Go ahead and give them the number to call in. We're going to call in. We're going to talk to you guys, the fans, about what you want to see this summer.
That number would be 888-520-4374.
All right, now let's help Ethan with this meeting he's got. He's a little nervous. He's got a big meeting later today. First of all, I want you to open the meeting with "You won the game" on the Schmoes No Movies podcast.
Yeah, and he'll go, "What the hell is that?"
Who is that?
That's a gruff voice. That's a hint. That's a hint as to who he's meeting with.
That's Gerard Butler.
That's Gerard Butler. That sounded like Liam Neeson.
No.
Come on.
That could be anybody.
All right, you guys
first,
guess.
folks.
And we'll keep guessing during the break. And that's it for us for the break so far. Ethan, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
And make sure you check out Sherlock Holmes Game of Shadows on DVD soon.
Oh, look at you. Nice plug. And Lethal Weapon 3.
You're listening to the Toad Hop Network, radio worth watching.
Talk about it. Now you're fighting for your corner, saying that you ought to laugh about it. You should get a little braver, do us all a favor, shout about it. Sweet sour, sweet sour, sweet sour. Pick up your stitches, better than your riches. Think about it. I know what you've been through. You don't really need to talk about it. It's just a little karma trying to disarm you. Shout about it. Sweet sour, sweet sour, sweet sour, sweet sour, sweet sour, sweet sour. Sour by the minute, but you're sweeter by the hour. You were none the wiser, even though you tried to understand it. Try another spoonful, love is to be truthful, dance around it. It's just a little karma, trying to disarm you, chat about it. gets you sweeter by the hour.
Welcome back to the Schmoes Know podcast on the Toad Hop Network. And as always, you can go to youtube.com/Schmoes Know.
As I was corrected, it's not a backslash, it's just a slash.
It's just a slash?
It's just a slash. It's backslash. I get yelled at every time we say backslash. So just say slash now. I'm just as guilty.
Just say slash,
just
okay.
say slash.
That's our channel on YouTube, Schmoes Know. How about that?
Yeah.
We're doing our summer movie preview. We want to thank our guest, Ethan Erwin, for popping in very quickly.
He's the best.
And before we get to our June through August movies, we want to take a couple of your phone calls. We got someone who's been holding for a while, so we're going to bring in Brian now. Brian, how the hell are you? What summer movie are you looking forward to, dude?
The Dark Knight Rises.
Of course.
Shocking.
That's right. I know. That seems to be the big one. We're going to definitely hit that in July. But Brian, are you a big Batman fan in general, or did they make you a Batman fan once you saw the first two?
The Nolan ones are definitely my favorites,
right.
But I do enjoy, Batman Forever is pretty good. But, Nolan really redefined it and made it his own and really changed superhero movies as we know it. It seems like from what we've seen from Amazing Spider-Man, that looks like it's going to be darker and grittier.
Yep.
Same with Superman, I guess.
Yeah, Spider-Man, kind of the forgotten movie coming out this summer instead of The Amazing Spider-Man.
Absolutely, and that's a great point that Brian made. Brian, thank you very much, man, for the phone call. I appreciate it, dude.
Hey, thank you, guys.
No sweat. So, that's a great point that Brian made, is the fact that, because of the tone that Nolan set, people realize, we can actually take superheroes serious now. And I think when you look at those trailers of the Spider-Man movies, that's what you're going to get. But we'll hit that once we cover it.
I'm still more of a Batman and Robin guy. I need nipples on my bat suit.
Stop it.
Let's take a call from George. George is excited about The Dictator. George, what are you looking forward to The Dictator so much for?
Well, it comes out on May 18th. You guys were asking earlier.
Oh, right.
So
okay.
May 18th.
They did push it back. Okay.
I think it looks funnier than the Bruno and the Borat, just in the sense that they now have a character to work with instead of just running around rampant and kind of just being stupid. So I'm excited about that. I think that looks really good. And Prometheus is the movie I'm looking forward to this year, over the Avengers, over the Dark Knight.
Wow.
I think that looks
and is that
phenomenal.
George, is that because you are a huge Aliens fan, or just because the trailers have been so spectacular that it's really gotten you interested in it?
Well, I love the Alien movies. They're all awesome, and it's just been marketed so well.
I agree.
It's been marketed ridiculously well. They just did a new thing on IMDb about with this David character, which is Michael Fassbender.
Right.
It just looks phenomenal.
Totally agree with you, George.
So
it's a big one, June 6th. Thanks so much for the call, George. Hope you enjoy Prometheus. Let's take one more call right now because, Christian, this is a very...
Thanks, George.
Buddy. This is a very special one because we're going to bring on the Cali critic, Tyler.
Oh, let's do it.
I believe may have seen the Avengers. Tyler, this is you're on with the Schmoes. Have you seen the Avengers? Can you confirm or deny those rumors?
Yes, I can confirm I did see it.
You son of a bitch!
All right, first of all, Tyler, I have my finger on the drop button right now in case any sort of spoilers given away.
Don't you spoil.
Did you enjoy the film? Did it let you down? What were your initial emotions?
Oh, I enjoyed the hell out of it. It's going to be hard for any of the summer blockbusters, even just for the superhero movies left to top it, because it certainly set the bar pretty high.
Good to know. Okay, so we're not going to have a disappointing thing. But, I actually want to ask Tyler because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Tyler, but you did see that movie that Ethan was talking about, right?
Yeah, I did. In fact, the director, Joseph Kahn, retweeted it, and I talked with him a little bit afterwards on Twitter, too.
And did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, but, one thing that should be mentioned is that, Ethan hit it right on the head about how weird the film is. It's certainly not for anyone, but this is one that I'm definitely rooting for to attain cult status this year.
Detention is the name of it, yeah?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Cool. All right, Tyler, once again, man, thank you for calling in. We're going to have to start making you a weekly caller, my friend.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
I always have class afterwards.
And check out Cali Critic on YouTube. You got some great reviews on there. All right, buddy. Thanks a lot, dude.
Thanks, Tyler. Chris, we got to take one more call because I think this kid's at recess right now, and I think we're on the line with Lucas now. Lucas, how the hell are you, buddy?
Good. I am at recess right now.
Are you really at recess right now? Are you hiding in the boys' bathroom on the second floor to make this phone call?
In a trash can.
I'm smoking a doobie behind the dumpster as I speak.
Well, good. Your teacher just called and said you're suspended.
That's right, and she sounds hot. So, so give her my number. Lucas, a good buddy of the show, Lucas. Now, what is the movie that you're most looking forward to this summer, dude?
Well, it's actually an indie movie. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, but it's called Dark Knight Rises.
Not familiar with it.
Look at you little hipster.
Yeah. So, I don't think there's anything that could get me more excited for that movie this whole summer. I mean, Avengers is kind of close, but I don't know.
Did you see the first 6 minutes when they aired it in IMAX before Mission Impossible 4?
Yeah, I did.
What do you think of that?
I thought it was awesome, but I do have a little problem with the mumbly voice. But I do think part of that is like the IMAX sound. It's so loud that doesn't really help the sound of the voice either. But besides that, I'm totally game for it.
All right,
Great.
cool.
Well, thank you very much, Lucas. Appreciate that.
Thanks for the call. Now get your ass back to class, Lucas.
That's right.
All right, yeah.
Go learn something.
Right,
thanks, dude.
guys.
Later, buddy. Okay. Thank you. Great phone calls from Schmoeville today.
Everybody's excited, dude.
Yeah.
This is like as you like to say, this is our what season?
This is our tax season.
This is our tax. Well, you say tax season. Yeah. I say playoffs.
Well, yeah. Well, it's this is it. This is our busy season.
Yeah.
But it's like it. But you know, it's the time of the year we get excited for it. It's all the movies come in. It's when people are watching movies. They're watching the reviews. They want to know what people have to say about it. Everybody's excited. It's the time.
Thank you guys for calling. And now we're going to get back into our preview. We got June.
We will do a couple more calls before we take off at the end of the show. But
yeah, we have some guys on hold. So
yeah.
So we're going to refrain from giving the number out again.
You got to hold on for the phone calls until the end of the show because we got to cover June through August, and we're going to try to do it as swift as we can.
Is June 6th is the first entry in June, and I believe that is Prometheus, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, you're missing June 1st, my friend.
What is June 1st?
June 1st, you got Piranha 3DD.
Okay, good. So Prometheus is the first.
No. You're that's June 8th.
Yeah, it's 3 double D. Piranha 3 double D. So there's look. If you're in high school right now, you want to see that movie. There's going to be a lot of boobs.
Listen to me. The first movie we weren't huge fans of, but I get where people could have been fans of because it didn't take itself seriously. Obviously, it was a ridiculous kind of B-movie thing. This one looks like a pure spoof. It doesn't even look like it's trying to be. It's got the dude from Anchorman, who's the friend in The Office and shit. I can't remember his name. But you know him if you saw the bald guy that.
Rob Corddry?
Yeah, not Rob
David
Corddry.
Kettner?
Yeah, I think David
Kettner, yeah. David Kettner's very, very funny.
Yes, but when you put him in the movie, you automatically turn it into a silly comedy.
Yeah, I wouldn't say automatically,
Come on. But anyway, who gives a shit about that movie? The next...
Angry.
Well, that movie's going to get the snot kicked out of it because it goes against Snow White and the Huntsman.
The Snow White and the Huntsman is June 1st.
Yeah.
Okay, well, look, I mean, we all think that's going to be the better one of the two Snow White movies, Mirror, Mirror, and then I saw Mirror, Mirror and fell in love.
You're a disgusting
I fell
person.
in love. I want to take Mirror, Mirror to the winter formal.
Well, you should take the Three Stooges with you. The Snow White and the Huntsman is one of those movies. Everyone, the phone calls are talking about, Prometheus being the one that's going to surprise everybody. I think this one, because this one to me, when I heard that Kristen Stewart, when she was going to be Snow White, I
Bella
said,
from
get
Twilight.
out of my face, right? But after seeing these trailers, I am excited about this movie. I think the tone is great. I think it's kind of got a Lord of the Rings kind of feel about it.
Yeah.
But Charlize Theron could possibly one of the better villains that we've seen in a very long time in film.
Charlize Theron looked great in it and attractive, and Chris Hemsworth looks awesome in it too. He looks like he's ready to beat some ass. He looks bigger in that movie than he does in
Hunger Games?
In the Thor. No, in the Thor costume. I made a mistake. His brother is in Hunger Games.
Right.
Not okay.
Yeah, that's the reason I brought that.
Let's get to the Alien
June
movie.
8th. Okay, June 8th. The Alien movie, Madagascar 3. Oh, no. Well, Madagascar
animals.
3 does come out that weekend. And
I can't wait for that screening. Me and 1,000 kids.
It's going to do well, though, I think, because it's been years and years and years since the first one. But, now you have like a new generation that's going to be able to see
talking animals singing pop songs. I'm sure it'll be fantastic.
Look at you little skeptic. What's
I'm
wrong
sure
with you?
it'll be. The Madagascar one never really captured my heart.
Me either, but it'll do fine. And you sit there and you'll hear the people, the animals yelling and singing, and you'll be fine.
You're such a dad.
I am now. It's true, guys. But my daughter still can't see shit anyway, so it doesn't matter.
It's very nice of you to say.
I appreciate it. Prometheus does come out that week. That's the one. That's the big one. Is it going to excite people? Is it going to be a letdown? I think the answer to the letdown question is no. I think it's going to be fantastic. I think Ridley Scott, when he does sci-fi, nails it.
Yeah, and it looks so mysterious. Even though we know it's the Alien franchise and it's kind of a prequel, it looks so mysterious. I know nothing about this movie going in, which is the way I love seeing a film.
Yeah.
Unlike Madagascar, when I already know the animals talk. So, boom, the reveal's gone. It's over.
All right, that's a good point. Yeah, but I mean,
spoiler alert: the zebra talks.
there's what I want to do for Prometheus, because this is what we're going to do to let you guys know for the upcoming. Next week, we're going to be doing a full podcast on the Dark Knight and Batman movies.
Christian will be wearing his Batman costume, guys.
Well, Jeremy Johns will be joining us for that one.
Oh, wow, exciting.
Yeah, and so that'll be that week. But I would like to do a full Aliens Prometheus podcast once we have a chance to do that. So that's something to look out for. So until then we have June 15th, and you got 2 comedies coming out that weekend.
June 15th.
June 15th. You have Rock of Ages.
Yes.
Which is based off the play. That's a very popular play. And you got Tom Cruise in there. And Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, Tom Cruise and Alec Baldwin. And I saw the trailer for this a couple nights ago. It looks like it's going to be a fun time at the movies, if not reinventing the wheel. It looks like a lot of fun. I never saw Rock of Ages on the stage or anything because I get nervous watching plays. And also, there's I looked at the soundtrack and it's
Are you nervous? Are you afraid you're going to start breaking out in the song and dance?
Oh, I can't watch that stuff.
Really?
Like Cirque du Soleil up close. I'm so worried for the
Someone's going to eat shit or something?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of sitting in audiences.
But
it looks awesome, and it's got obviously the soundtrack. It's got you got your Def Leppard and stuff like that.
Right, and it's gonna be fun to watch Cruise do that, because the one thing you can say about Cruise, if you want to say Tom Cruise is nuttier than squirrel shit, that's fine. But the guy commits, and by watching him in the Mission Impossible 4 when he's running around the building, and then you watch him in Tropic Thunder with comedy, the guy commits. You know he's going to give 110%,
and that's actually him singing. He's the lead singer, and he's actually the guy.
He doesn't half it. He's like Kobe Bryant, dude. He does not half-ass it. He's out to play. He might be a douche, and people might be saying, but he plays. He plays to win the game. And then you got June 5th, another comedy. Adam Sandler, who continues to make money, and you know that he's probably a great guy, but his movies have been terrible so far.
Jack and Jill.
But he's got to clean up the mess with That's My Boy, with him and Andy Samberg.
Yeah, Andy Samberg plays his illegitimate kid, or his kid that he had by accident when Adam Sandler was really young. And the trailer looks really funny. My biggest problem is I think Adam Sandler's doing another kind of character-y voice. It almost sounds like he's doing like another. It's not as bad as Jill or something like that, or it's not even like.
You want to play Twister with your sister?
It's not even the Little Nicky thing, but it looks like it's going to have some laughs in it. It's going to be better than Jack and Jill.
Well, I'm going to agree with you, and I want to see Andy Samberg break out and do something good. You know what I mean? He hasn't had that role yet. Hot Rod was not it.
No.
And then coming in June 22nd, another movie people aren't talking about, but the trailers make you interested, and that is Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Abraham Lincoln Vampire. My brother actually read the book, and he said it's fantastic. He said it's a lot of fun. This looks like a fun movie. I hope that it gets enough attention. I hope that, because there's always good movies just get buried in the summer, because, again, not everybody can afford to see every movie that they want to see, and I hope that this is one of the ones, because, again, I'd like to see a sequel. I want to see Thomas Jefferson kill werewolves.
Is it rated R? I know Tim Burton produced it.
I am not aware of what that is.
I hope it's R. I don't think it's going to be, again, with a stupid PG-13.
You and your R rating, man.
PG-13 can lick my balls. All right, so next. Sorry.
I don't think it can, actually. I think that would be a rated R.
That would make it rated R. It's true.
Yeah.
Now, also that week is coming. This is the movie I think is going to take it might even take the month, and that would be Brave.
The
first female-driven Pixar film, and this movie looks cool, really, really cool.
It could be better than Snow White and the Huntsman. It's got a similar kind of thing. You have a female protagonist, and she's got to go out in the woods and go on her own adventure. It kind of sounds like all the guys in this village in Brave are kind of they're kind of pussy willows, right? Nobody really wants to step up to the plate.
Take
and
the willows
like,
out. Yeah.
I'll do it. Yeah.
And there's a really cool scene that we saw that is like they have like this archery contest. And it reminded you of the old school Robin Hood movie.
Yeah.
And it was like she's in disguise. I mean, she wasn't in disguise actually. She goes straight out and has it doesn't listen to her mom and shoots the arrow, and she's a badass.
Women are great archers. Look at Katniss. Look at Gina Davis. Gina Davis almost got to the Olympics as an archer. Yeah.
Holy shit! Look at you.
This is why you have me on the show.
No, that's not why at all. June 29th is now we got to fire through these things. June 29th, you got the sequel to the movie you loved, To Your Heart's Content, and
the Owls, the Guardians of Ga'Hoole,
G.I. Joe Retaliation. The only movie that I have been with Mark so far to where he walked out of the theater.
I walked out of G.I. Joe. I was like, I'm not going to watch my childhood just get pummeled in the face.
But this one looks good.
The trailer looks awesome.
It looks cool. I mean, because not that it's going to be a movie with such rich storylines, because I don't think we're getting that, but it just when those banners, the Cobra banners, drop down at the White House. That's the cartoon in the comic books that I remember.
That's the cartoon. That's the comic books. More importantly, it's how I played with G.I. Joes when I was a kid. That scene when they're hanging off the cliff and everybody's doing. That's what my bathtub looked like as a child.
Why is your bathroom door locked? And then also that week, this one's going to be tough to get people in theaters, guys. Anyway, and I think in Magic Mike.
Magic Mike.
Yeah, it's the Soderbergh movie with Channing Tatum. You know, when he was the stripper. It's the stripper movie where he was a Chippendales dancer before he was an actor, and he told Tatum about it while he was shooting the Haywire movie, and then Soderbergh's like, that's a movie. So it's like him and McConaughey, and so I think their biggest
is it a comedy?
Yeah, I think the biggest hurdle is maybe a dramedy. I don't know, but it's the biggest hurdle is getting dudes into the theater because you want to go and watch guys whipping their junk in some cougar's face.
No. The only Chippendale scene I ever want to see is Chris Farley versus Patrick Swayze, and unfortunately, neither one of them are with us anymore.
That would have been a good movie.
Yeah.
July. Here we go. The big month. This is the breadwinner of the summer movie
because
season.
It's my birthday month. July 7th, everybody. I'd love a gift card to the Olive Garden.
All right. Well, let's go before July 7th. Let's go to July 3rd, and I believe we were talking about the Amazing Spider-Man.
That's when it comes out? That's the big July 4th
3rd.
weekend.
Yeah, and you know what? And these people who are saying, that's too early for a reboot, do they forget what happened with Spider-Man 3? Do you forget the emo Spider-Man 3?
You know what? I watched Spider-Man 2 a couple of weeks ago, and that doesn't hold up as well as I remember it.
See, I get crucified when I say that because I think the second one is a good movie.
Yeah.
It's well done. It's got that scene on the train is great, but it's the Sam Raimi versions were a little cheesy for me. They're a little campy. And I get that they're good movies, and I thought Tobey Maguire was fine, but I like the way this new one looks. I like the fact that they're going that Dark Knight real
Spinning
version.
it back because Sam Raimi was such a fan of Spider-Man. That's one of the reasons why, again, he made, the Evil Dead movies and all that stuff, so he knew his way around making a film like that. But Joss Whedon, he's a huge fan of the Avengers, and he directed that. So my question to you is, do you worry about somebody who's maybe a little too close to the source material because they're such big fans of it making the movie?
I'm going to trust the director of Spider-Man when his name is Mark Webb.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
And then you also have Andrew Garfield, who was like a huge Spider-Man fan, knows the character, is not half-assing it again.
He looks like Peter Parker. He looks like Peter Parker.
I'm predicting this is going to be the most surprising movie of the summer as far as people like. You know what X-Men First Class was last year? Mm-hmm. This is this year's X-Men First Class.
You're excited. I can see the look in your eye.
Yeah.
He's got the fire, kids.
I do. July 6th, the biggest movie of them all. The Queen of Versailles. Oh, no, never mind. Sorry about that. You also have The Savages coming out on July 6th.
Okay, The Savages.
That's the new Oliver Stone movie. The trailers are causing some buzz.
Kind of a cool trailer.
Yeah, it's weird. Like John Carter. Why do I keep calling John Cars? John Carter is.
There's a lot of Johns. There's a lot of John C's.
John Carter and Aaron Johnson are having sex with Blake Lively, and then she gets kidnapped, and then it's like a whole drug thing. It could be interesting. It's Oliver Stone.
It's an original story. It's not based on anything, but it's Oliver Stone, so it's going to have it's going to have a weird twist. Maybe it is based on something.
It could be a novel. I'm not sure. July 13th is Ted and Ice Age. Okay.
Ted and Ice Age.
Ted and Ice Age. Yeah. Two very different movies in tone.
You
even though
think that they're going to be kid movies because Ted is Mark Wahlberg and a teddy bear, but the teddy bear is very foul-mouthed and is voiced by Seth MacFarlane from Family Guy fame. And I saw the trailer. I think it looks hysterical. Seth MacFarlane, anything he does turns to gold. So until he throws a real dud at me, I'm going to follow the guy anywhere.
I totally agree. I think that scene when he's just like, "Where's my ring, motherfucker?" and he's hitting him in the face. It's hysterical. Ice Age is another one. If you're a fan of the franchise, I'm sure you'll love it. All right, this one we're going to have hopefully spend a little time on, and that's July 20th, the champion of the summer, with no doubt in my mind, and that's going to be The Dark Knight Rises.
Batman and Spider-Man sharing a month.
Yeah.
This enough for the two of us.
But Spider-Man was smart enough to hit and run.
That's right. It gets in and gets out on Independence Day. And then everybody knows The Dark Knight Rises. I think it's going to be the most money-making movie and hopefully the most critically acclaimed movie because I'm very, very excited about this.
Me too. And like we said, we're going to cover... be it.
It's a very... Now it starts...
going head to which is Jeremy Renner.
Awesome.
And for everyone out there who's listening, he's not playing Jason Bourne. He's another character in the Treadstone program. And eventually, and Jeremy Renner said it as well, if this movie does well, they want to do a collaboration between Jason Bourne and this character.
Yeah, there was never one Bourne identity guy. I mean,
Right.
Jason Bourne was that guy, but apparently the government has these guys waking up in oceans, not remembering who they are. They're all over the place.
I can't wait to see this movie. I think it looks
If
pretty
you
cool.
see a
Jeremy Renner's
panicked-looking
great, man.
American overseas, he's probably a spy. Don't get too close to him.
True. And then also that week is Total Recall.
Okay.
We never
now,
did a trailer review for this.
I've never seen the original Total Recall.
What? Are you kidding me? You've never seen the... Get your ass to Mars. You've never seen it?
Here's what I know about the original Total Recall.
Holy shit.
One chick, 3 boobs. Sold. But I never I never actually ended up seeing the movie.
Oh, you just said our next classic review.
And, Total Recall?
Have
All right,
to.
so we have to do Shawshank Redemption, which I've never seen.
Oh.
Total Recall.
Right? Who is this guy, Jeff?
Our producer,
You're right.
Jeff, is yelling at me. I think we've just lost a lot.
Jeff, you want to start doing the podcast from now on? All right, let's get rid of this guy.
Total Recall. The new trailer does look cool, though. I mean, and I don't know if how similar that is to the plot of the
you gotta
original
see
one.
the original one. Holy shit.
Yeah, I'd rather see Arnold be a hero.
But the new trailer looks interesting. I am one of those guys that I don't understand why they're taking that on Mars. I know it's based on the actual novel, and it looks good. It looks interesting, and I'm curious. I'm definitely curious for that one. But then on August 10th, you have The Campaign with Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis. I don't know a lot about it, but I want to see those two together head to head. I know that Will Ferrell's is a senator, or he's a politician, and he kind of gets into a scandal, and he's running against Galifianakis.
I trust both those guys with comedy.
That could be fun. And then August 17th, the one that could be great, could be greatly bad, and that's The Expendables 2.
The Expendables 2. I'm so excited because Jean-Claude Van Damme is in it. He plays a bad guy, which I'm still not. That's the problem with me with The Expendables. I know Christian is upset. Apparently now it's going to be back to rated R.
Back to rated R. That was something I wanted to talk about. Originally PG-13 because Chuck Norris said, well, I'm not going to be in it unless they do the PG-13. Shut up. Who
Chuck
are you?
Norris.
You haven't been in a movie in forever.
I was never a Chuck Norris guy growing up. I know it's funny, like all the jokes.
That's
that his
why
beard is
he
so tough
became
it punches
popular.
you. Yeah. But I'm still looking forward to the movies. I love the first Expendables. I watched Rambo, the new Rambo on TV the other night.
I did too.
It's great, right?
But that's the thing, though. I didn't love Expendables 1 as much as you did. I thought Rambo, I hope that they fit more of that tone into Expendables 2, although I doubt they're going to, because Arnold and Bruce are in it. You got to have a little of the kind of jokey, funny stuff.
It's going to be a lot of fun to be in that theater. I may see, we're going to see a screening of it, but I may go see that one like Thursday at midnight just to see all the animals that get into the theater.
And you know what's funny? It's the all-star game for the action heroes. And we got to go.
And I think that they've earned it. I want to thank our callers who have been hanging on for so long. We're going to try to take a couple of these.
Before we do that, real quick, I just want to say that's pretty much the summer movie season.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things here and there that I'm sure we missed, but you want to go
We'll get to the callers and we'll put a nice button on this whole episode. We got Kevin. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Hey,
Kevin, thank you so much for hanging on for so long, buddy. What movie are you looking forward to this summer?
You know, I'm looking forward to a lot of great big ones. Obviously, Dark Knight Rises and Spider-Man and the Avengers especially, but there's this one film that's a bit more independent, and I'm not sure if many people have heard of it, Moonrise Kingdom.
Yeah, that's the Wes Anderson one we were talking about before, right?
Yeah, I'm a big Wes Anderson fan. I love all his movies, and this one looks really, really good, and it looks like it has everything that I really like about Wes Anderson in it, and I'm really excited. My only concern is it comes out the same weekend as Men in Black 3.
Right.
So I'm not sure how much money it's going to make. I'm not sure if every theater's going to be getting it, but it's got Bruce Willis in it, so I'm hoping that a theater close by gets it.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't get overlooked too much. Kevin Morrison is our buddy. He's also got a really cool YouTube channel. Thank you so much, Kevin, for the call. And then we are going to go to let's see. Let's hit. Is Jack still there? Nope, we have, okay, the boards are clear, buddy.
Boards are clear.
The boards are clear. Thanks, everybody that tried to call in. We're sorry we couldn't get to everybody, but we're Schmoes, and we're really damn popular.
Yeah, next week we'll be taking phone calls again when we're with Jeremy Johns doing the Dark Knight and Batman podcast. Mark, anything else you want to wrap up with today before we say goodbye to Schmoeville?
We do a summer movie preview. Yeah. We have to talk about what is our most anticipated. We've been asking the callers. We've been asking everybody else. For me, it's been between the Avengers and the Dark Knight, but it's been that way. That battle's been being fought for the last 2 years. Then all of a sudden you have these movies like Prometheus or like The Bourne Legacy and stuff like that where you're really, really excited and they just kind of come out of nowhere.
I love it. See, here's the thing. I'm going to put Dark Knight and Avengers and Prometheus off to the side because obviously they're the ones that a lot of people want to see. For me, the ones that I'm very curious about, and I'm really feeling it's going to be one of my favorites of the year, is Spider-Man, for sure. That Spider-Man and Snow White, I really think that tone looks so cool, and Charlize Theron, when she has something to do, is fantastic.
That's right. Yeah. So you heard it here first. Christian Harloff looking forward most to Battleship this summer.
And Mark is Madagascaring all the way home.
I'm just not excited about the movie. I love cartoons. They're always good. I can't wait to see Brave, but I'm not a huge fan of that franchise.
That's right. So make sure we're also putting up our summer movie preview. Part 1 is up on our YouTube channel. You can go there right now, youtube.com.
And then what else do we have coming out? YouTube.com/Schmoes Know.
And then we have parts 2, 3, and 4. We're going to see that lucky one thing.
You're going to see the lucky one tonight with the Nicholas Sparks based on that. And Zac Efron's in it, and I have to miss a softball game to watch this movie. So I'm doing this for you, Schmoeville.
Yeah, and Schmoeville also, you can also go to check us out, the Schmoes Know podcast on iTunes. Make sure you subscribe, comment, do all that stuff.
Do all that good stuff. And we want to remind you, coming up next on the Toad Hop Network is the Heidi and Frank Show from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. We're talking fire ants, elevators, night mimes, and show and tell.
Love it.
Nick Ritchie stops by to talk about the Bengals cheerleader scandal. You need to listen to the whole show. And speaking of the whole show, that is our program for today, the Schmoes Know podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening to Schmoes Know Movies. Enjoy the summer, everybody.
Can't wait.